So dear class 10 students, today we will discuss your third chapter, which is pair of linear equations in two variables. Let us discuss that with an example. Since your equation need two variables, let us take x and y as the variables. Add some numbers, coefficients to x and y, let it be 2x plus 3y and a constant 4, and we have to, we need an equation, so let it be equal to 0. Now this is an equation in two variables. And why is it a linear equation? Look at the power of x and y here. The degree of x is 1 here and the power of y is also 1 here. Since the degree of this equation is 1, degree means the power of the highest power of the variable. It is 1. This is a linear equation. Since it contains two variables, it is a linear equation in two variables. So this is a linear equation in two variables. But in this chapter, you need to learn about you have to learn pair of linear equations in two variables. Means you are discussing about pair of linear equation. So let us write this equation in the general form. In general form, we can write this equation as ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c are real numbers like 2, 3, 4, they are real numbers. A, B, C are real numbers. That means A, B, C should belongs to the set of real numbers. And there is one important condition. A and B both should not be equal to 0. Simultaneously they cannot be equal to 0. Which can be written as A square plus B square not equal to 0. The sum of two positive numbers will be 0 when both will be 0. So this means that A and B both cannot be equal to 0. What will happen if A and B both will become 0? Look at this example. If this 2 is 0, means if the coefficient of x is 0 and the coefficient of y is 0, we will reach 4 is equal to 0, which is a false condition, which is a weird condition, which is not possible. If A and B both become 0, then we will say this constant is equal to 0. That is why we used to say A square plus B square cannot be equal to 0. Now, to discuss about the pair of linear equations, we need two equations. So, let us name the constant as a1, b1, c1 for the first equation, and for the second equation, let it be a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. For this also, like a1, b1, c1 belongs to real number, here also a2, b2, c2. These are all real numbers, and the condition a2 square plus b2 square should not be equal to 0. Means both a2 and b2 simultaneously cannot be equal to 0. Now this is a pair of linear equations in two variables written in the standard form. So this is the standard form of a pair of linear equations in two variables. So what we are going to learn in this chapter? We are going to learn the methods of solving these two equations, simultaneous solution of these two equations. So before going to the solution part, we should know how we can draw these two lines on a plane So when we will draw the graph of this linear equation, you know that the graph of a linear equation will give you a straight line. So this will give a straight line, this will also give a straight line. That means two straight lines. In how many ways we can draw two straight lines on a page? For example, we can draw the two lines. This is line 1 and this is line 2, like this, intersecting at a point. The lines are intersecting only in a single point. When will this happen? For this, we will take the ratios of the coefficients of x and y. If the coefficients of x, ratio of the coefficient of x and the ratio of the coefficient of y both are not equal, this scenario will happen. The lines will intersect at a single point and we will say the lines have a unique solution. Single solution means unique solution. When the lines are intersecting, we will say that the equations are having a unique solution. When will this happen? When the ratio of the coefficient of x and y are not equal. What do you mean by solution then? In class 9, you have already learned that every point on the line will be a solution of the equation which makes that line. So here this point, let us call this point A. The point A is lying on the line 1 and it is lying on line 2 also, which means this point is common to both the lines. So the simultaneous solution of these two equations is point A, the coordinates of point A. That is why we are saying the equations has a unique solution. Now again, if the lines are overlapping each other, how many points are in common with both the lines? All the points on line 1 are the points on line 2 also. Means every point on line 1 is coinciding with the points on line 2 also. That means the lines are coinciding. We will say, here we will call this line as intersecting lines. In the first case, we will call the lines intersecting lines. In the second case, we will call these lines coincident lines. Coincident lines. Means how many solutions the lines are having? Infinite solution. Every point on line 1 is lying on line 2 also. That is why we will say the equations are having infinite solution. The lines are coincident and the equations are having infinite solution. And when will this happen? If the ratio A1 by A2 and B1 by B2 are equal, then we will check the ratio C1 by C2 also. If that is also equal to the first two, in that case the lines are coincident and the equations are having infinite solution. The third case is if the first two ratios are equal, A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, but the third ratio is not equal, which is not equal to C1 by C2. In that case, both the lines will be parallel. This means no point of line 1 lies on line 2. That means both the lines are not having any point in common. This case is called, in this case we will say that the lines are parallel and we will say the equations are having no solution. So when the equations are having solution, whether it is unique or whether it is infinite, in these two cases, we will say that the equations are consistent. We will say the equations are consistent. And when there is no solution, we will say the equations are inconsistent. I hope you understood up to this. So in the next part, we will discuss about the methods of solving. There are three methods: graphical solution and algebraic solution. In algebraic solution, we will learn only two methods. The third is not in your syllabus.